Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written two books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise, both from a dementia unit. So today's session is on acknowledging grannies' achievements in a dementia unit. Very important, because acknowledging achievements helps give confidence, and confidence is an extremely important factor in terms of progressing on any level in a dementia unit, because confidence is very quickly fractured in the dementia diagnosis process. Of course, before the diagnosis, with all the memory loss, present memory loss, there's a lot of confusion and doubt, and confusion can easily come in, and confidence can easily start waning just through the process of dementia alone, let alone going to the doctor's office, let alone the diagnosis, let alone the stigma and prejudice that many people have towards the diagnosis of dementia. Many people just are really fearful of it, oh, hope I don't get it, rather than going through the whole process of educating oneself about it and trying to find positive, practical ways to help. People just sort of steer clear. And so the person is subjected to all of this, and then of course entering the unit, and how that's explained to them, how they're supported through that or not supported through that. So look, really, and all that institutionalisation and medicalisation when you've been used to living in your own lovely home with your beautiful garden and cat all your life, it's like, and maybe your husband before that if he's died, previously, which is often the case. Such a massive, massive adjustment. And also these people are often in their late 80s. Imagine in your late 80s trying to adjust to sort of being thrown into this institution with very few liberties, if any, certainly no liberties of getting out unless your relatives take you, with 30 other people that you don't know. Oh, it's such a big adjustment. That's why the support of relatives is so important, as much support as can be given, especially when the person is first come into the unit, because there is just a massive amount to adjust to. And if there isn't that support, the person can quickly escalate up into high anxiety, high anger, and, or depression. There's so many, and of course that's risky because, as we know, medication can quickly become a part of that equation. We really don't want that. So back to acknowledging Granny's achievements. Okay, so with Granny, now Granny, she's 89 now. Oh, no, she's 91. She's on a little walker. She's a tiny little lady, lovely little lady, as many ladies are in dementia units that way, tiny and on walkers. And some of them look similar too, with grey hair and, similar looking clothing. So it can be difficult to even work out which is your granny when you go into the unit until you've been in a few times and get to recognise everybody. So in terms of the walking program, firstly I'll explain to you the layout of a typical unit, because then that will you'll be able to differentiate more easily about the exercise plan. So most units, they're flat, of course, some downstairs, some upstairs. Of course, downstairs is better in the sense that often you'll have a nice courtyard or somewhere that the people, enclosed courtyard and seats and, nice garden where the dementia residents can walk around and experience the sunshine and the fresh air, which actually so important. Really, because dementia units are often on the second floor, though, above nursing homes, say, in villages, retirement villages. They might have a small courtyard, but, it's only half the size of a living room. And, it's very limited and you can at least get out into the fresh air, but it's not like it's not like the earth under your feet and the grass and the actual flowers and, it's a completely different situation. So if at all possible, it really is better if the person, especially if the person likes walking, likes being outside, has been used to the great outdoors and, gets out walking at least every day and exercising, especially those people. It's important that they're downstairs and that there's a courtyard and a garden they can walk around in. If the person's sort of in their mid-90s or early 90s and they're sort of almost wheelchair bound, but still managing to walk to their room, but not being too bothered whether they go out, much. That's, doesn't matter so much. Probably the veranda's enough for them. I mean, still it's important to take them out, but they're not going to want to go out of their own volition if they're not good, if their walking has deteriorated and they're not, they're older and they just like sitting in the sitting room and watching TV more so. But for the younger people, yes, a courtyard is better. So, okay, so you've got the dementia unit, you've got the lounge room in the centre, then you'll have the nursing station, and then all around in a circular arrangement often, you've got say 30 rooms. So typically, once you get to the nursing station and then the rooms near the nursing station, that would be to get from the lounge to the nearest room to the nursing station would be about 20 metres. To get to the room at the end of the corridor would be about 40 metres. To go around the whole circuit would be about 80 metres. Now, that's a lot of metres, Most people in their home would hardly walk that in a day if they're lucky, maybe double that in a day. But in a dementia unit, if you're going to and from your room to the bathroom, 4 or 5 times a day, that's a lot of walking. But still, so Granny's in a room near the nurse's station, so she doesn't have to walk right to the end of the corridor. So anyway, your little exercise outside is to get to 100 metres. But when you first started out, Granny was pretty puffed. After 50 metres, she'd had enough. But now after 3-4 weeks walking, she's built up her stamina and she can go about 100 metres. And you're doing the whole physio thing, Granny, when you're either on the walk or before the walk or after the walk, doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. Granny, you're doing really well with your walking, I'm here every second day now and we're practicing and you're improving and, your stride out, your walking is so much stronger and you can walk so much further. I'm enjoying walking with you. I'm sure your legs are getting stronger. And you said to me that you find it easier now, getting up and down from the bed and the toilet and all your morning cares and things. The nurses are telling me that they're going a lot better, that you can help put your leg in the trousers and you can help, lift your leg when your shoes are getting put on. All these things, it's helping everybody. So this walking is very good. So anyway, so you're doing these beautiful walks outside. She's managing to get to the 100 metres and you're acknowledging and appreciating her efforts and saying how well she's doing. So all of that achievement, achievement helps confidence, doesn't it? However small, especially when we're putting in genuine effort. And it is an effort. I mean, anything we achieve requires effort, especially in a dementia unit. When you're older, to achieve anything is a remarkable effort and does deserve praise. And that praise is a support and a strengthening support for us. So you've done all that acknowledgement and praise, and Granny's beginning to feel a little bit perky that, she's doing okay. She can actually do something. She can actually improve with the walking. And she's always been a walker and she likes walking. So she's pleased that, her granddaughter is helping her in this. So, and then of course you can say, look, Mum and Dad have said that we can have a treat. Where would you like, what would you like to do? We can have a lovely visit because you've achieved so much and done so well with the walking program. Granny might say, look, I'd love to go to the beach, dear. It's always been my favourite place, and maybe have an ice cream. So, then you can have a lovely trip, and that can be the reward for her having done, achieved so much with her walking. And then maybe you can have a little, Mum on one side, you on the other, take Granny out, onto the sand, so she can see the waves. And, she can walk 100 metres now, can't she? So she can walk to the sand and feel the waves around the feet, water lapping around her feet. And look, what a lovely time. Oh, Granny can have a lovely time. Sit and have an ice cream under the umbrella. Perfect. Yes. Okay, so this is the end of acknowledging Granny's achievements and treats for Granny. I'll leave the links below. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support and subscribing.